While celebrating 100 years of electrification, we're exploring the evolution of New Zealand's electrical industry. So today I'm joined by Master Electricians CEO Alex Vraniak-Wheeler and NHP Country Manager Mike Heron to discuss how their long-standing partnership is shaping a safer, more future-ready industry.
Well, Alex, Mike, thank you so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
So I want to start with you, Alex. We're obviously reflecting on 100 years. What does that milestone mean to you personally and professionally?
I think personally, it's just been a privilege to be a very small part of something that's shaped New Zealand's development over the last 100 years. And professionally, I think it's a testament to the resilience and innovation of our industry. They've powered New Zealand for the last 100 years and they're starting to shape the next 100. So I feel very honoured and humbled to be part of it.
And for you, Mike?
Oh, look, I think 100 years in operation for any organisation is impressive, and particularly so an association like Master Electricians or ECANS. It's a member-based organisation, so for it to be around for so long, obviously the members have found value in that. And myself, I've seen probably a lot of activity in the last couple of years, in particular around advocacy, and some of the things are being done. So we're in really good shape, and it's a dynamic time in our industry, so it's really important to do so as well.
And 100 years is a long time. Lots of things change and evolve. So can you both talk to me a little bit about some of those key things that you've seen change over time?
With electricity, and I haven't been around for 100 years, I'll just put that out there, but what I've seen in the last few years in particular, when we look at electricity, reliability and safety is going to be the foundation of what we do. But beyond that, it's really driven by the evolving needs of our end user clients, whether that be industrial or buildings. And there's a big push around efficiency and productivity. And there's lots of things within our industry we can do to help that underneath those needs.
And Alex, you don't look 100 either, so for the time that
Between us, we're probably 100.
Yeah. In the time that you've been in the industry, how have you sort of seen it evolve, especially maybe like with standards as well, things like that evolving and changing?
Yeah, I think we've, from an unregulated industry to one that sort of is now safety first, but also a highly skilled profession. And our workforce, our members, our industry, they're not just tradies any longer. They're technicians, they're entrepreneurs, they're leaders in smart technology and sustainability. And they are driving New Zealand's transformation, which is a pretty cool thing to be part of, I think.
Have there been any, key turning points that you can think of?
I'd love to talk about sort of thinking about the supply chain. And thinking about an industry that's converging with other industries. And so we often talk, Mike and I often talk about the fact that electrical contractors are a key part of an industry that stretches right up now into the Internet of Things and AI and automation. So it's no longer a sort of an industry that is electrical contracting and it stops there. It actually converges into that whole smart technology piece, which is a cool way to think about it, I think.
And NHP's been part of the industry for a long time.
Yeah, we've been a part, along with others in the industry. And, I just reflect back on what I said before about the end users driving efficiency and productivity gains. You need to do that by having a solid base and a solid understanding of what's happening in the field.
Yeah. And
devices these days collect a lot of data. They communicate that data into making decisions around return on investment and capital improvements to get those outcomes. The electrical industry are the enablers of all of that because we have to make things talk and communicate, capture that data to be able to present upstream.
When we look at the partnership between NHP and Master Electricians, Alex, why is a partnership like this so important?
I was just reflecting on your question to Mike. What sort of spurred my thinking around that whole convergence piece was actually my first visit here. We sat in this boardroom and I talked to Mike and he showed me around the warehouse and he showed me these tools and these products that were essentially helping the Fonterras and the Silver Fern farms think about energy consumption in quite a different way. And that's what sort of spurred that conversation where he was like, it's not just about technology adoption, it's actually now using information in a way that has been so much more accessible than ever before. And that's, I think, I remember that conversation nearly 18 months ago. That's what spurred our thinking.
When it comes to trends and the uptake of intelligent electrical and automation, what sort of things are you seeing there?
Yeah, there's lots. You know, we talked about safety before. So, you know, over the last 15 years or so, safety has been a big push from, you know, human behaviour and process. But compounding that is the technological advancement as well. So there's a lot of technology safety systems hitting the market. And again, it's all about integration of not only safety, but all of these devices together into environments and buildings or industry that then can produce better results.
It's probably not so much the types of trends, but the pace of change. I don't think we've ever before seen the adoption of technology required at the pace that it's needed to. The only other thing I'd add to that is that technical expertise isn't going to go away in our field, but I think what we're seeing is equally as important is adaptability, that whole digital fluency, which Mike talked about, and then that customer-centred thinking. So we've got a workforce that needs to be able to do all of those things, and then at the same time be really good at communicating, system thinking, and actually that whole data automation and confidence in that space.
So how is NHP helping contractors and businesses being able to stay ahead and up to date with these technologies?
Yeah, it's a good question, and it's a difficult challenge, mainly around education and awareness. So, we've got a big training program that we do with our partner Rockwell Automation and some of our switchboard partners as well. We're getting more involved with Trademaster now and trying to roll that out. But also providing online tools. We've upgraded our web and selection environments. We've got a lot of selection tools on board, or online I should say, that make it easier for people to select solutions. So it's multifaceted, I think, is the answer to that question.
Trademaster was born out of some of the very conversations we were having with Mike early on, which was suppliers and wholesalers and manufacturers felt that they needed to do the training because the adoption of those technologies wasn't happening at the rate that they needed it to happen. And so there was this beautiful opportunity to actually partner with partners like NHP to really understand what were the skills that we needed to bring to our workforce so that we could actually help them upskill. So Trademaster is about current, real-life, practical, hands-on training that can allow someone to do the training today and tomorrow be installing Rockwell product. Probably a little bit longer than that, but that's the aim essentially. And I think we know that the current qualification system lags too far behind the technology. So we've got probably a 3 to 5 year lag from a qualifications viewpoint. So we're training people today for products that probably haven't even hit the market. And so what we need to do is make sure that the training that Trademaster is offering in partnership with partners like NHP is current and is agile and can actually adapt as quickly as the technology is adapting. Upskilling isn't an option anymore. It's not optional. It's not a choice. You either do it or you start going backwards. It's our critical pathway to decarbonisation. And I think if you're in this industry and you're not thinking about upskilling, then you are actually going backwards, both in terms of your business, but also in terms of yourself personally.
So what sort of skills do you think the next generation of electricians need?
I think it's not necessarily what they need, but also what they're bringing. So I'll answer that two ways. They're probably coming with a whole lot more digital fluency than the existing workforce. So that means they're wanting to consume things at a much faster rate and can do. The things that aren't going to go away are the practical, hands-on, real-life skills. And I think I read an article that said, AI will take over most things, but it's not going to take over the actual practical ability to problem solve on site, to actually look at things in a system view. The light might be flickering over here, but the problem is well down the line over here. I think that's the skill sets that they need, but they're also bringing.
I think it's probably more behaviour than skills, and I'd say adaptability and curiosity would be the two. I would say if you've got those and you push through, if you're curious, learn, solve, but it's going to be forever.
Well, my last question's a bit of a tricky one. You only get one word. In one word, what do you think defines the future of our industry?
Would you like to go first?
Sure. I'd use the word empowered. The future really is with us to drive, and so we should feel empowered. We should be feeling that we are driving that New Zealand's transformation in all facets.
I think the word for me is connectivity. And to explain that, it's in two ways. Connecting people, we talked about training and all the other things we have to do, but also technology. Connect technology to each other to provide better things or better outcomes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much both for joining me today. It's been a really awesome conversation. Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Awesome. Thank you.